Let's keep talking about the Raven Queen, but this time about her followers. Dungeon Magazine issue 171 gives us a very dense rundown of the Raven Queen. In a previous video, I summarized her whole deal, and now I will talk about her different kinds of followers and what they do to venerate their goddess. First things first, the basic duties of the Raven Queen's clergy is that they were the undertakers in any community they are in. When it comes to dealing with the bodies of our dearly departed loved ones, her clerics observe the traditions and rules of the community they are in. Their job is to ensure a respectful funeral service and pray that that soul gets to their goddess safely. But because of their proximity to death and the oh-so-spooky ravens that may be nearby, the clergy of the Raven Queen can sometimes be boiled down to monsters and a scary story for children. They shouldn't be scared of the funeral directors and undertakers, though. No. The Raven Queen has some spookier followers, with stat blocks. The first ones we read about are called Black Wings. I would call these guys menaces to society because they will break into people's homes in the dead of night and check if any of the sleeping residents are like 1 or 2 days from expiring. So they just end you with a knife. Like, I'm sure they came after Grandpa in Stardew Valley. At least they got a cool tattoo on their backs. The Ebony Guard is the clergy's favorite little follower. They are warriors who protect the secret rights to the Raven Queen. There's really not much to say about them aside from them being especially faithful, cunning, and ruthless warriors. Oh yeah, and those secrets? They cut out their own tongue so they can't talk about it. Bone pickers are pretty standard. While on holy duty, they go around looking for cold-looking corpses to bring back to the temple. The article doesn't specify what kind of corpses they're collecting. I'm sure the article wants us to assume it's people's cadavers, but I can't help but to think they're the guy who points at a dead animal's body and says, "Does anyone want that?" and not even wait for an answer before shucking it in their wheelbarrow. Priests of the Raven Queen are they are very smelly. The article says, quote, "Each priest is pale, with drawn features, an emaciated figure, and brittle hair, all evidence of extreme devotion to the deity, and each priest's self-denial when it comes to sleep, food, and hygiene." There's a rule when working in enclosed office spaces, like a white-collar desk job or game development, and that rule is, don't be the smelly guy. These are the smelly guys. Moving on. And here is my favorite servant of the Raven Queen, the Grim Censer Bearer. Apparently, funerals and sacraments are just so nasty smelling that it was necessary to employ bodybuilders juiced up by dark devotion to the Raven Queen to wave around super heavy censers that don't just hide the smell, but also make people drowsy. Making people drowsy is important because, quote, "the cloud's inebriating effect is useful in quieting mourners when grief interferes with proper decorum." They really don't want people to sob loudly and throw themselves at the coffin screaming, "You were gone too soon." The censer bearer is swinging that burner your way because you need to calm down. Anyways, thanks for watching. Follow for more lore and have a magical day. Bye bye.